Welcome to NKTelco Sports. We are here at Minster High School where the New Bremen Cardinals take on the Minster Wildcats. Tonight's game sponsored by the following sponsors: Minster Bank, Schwedeman Pharmacy, Keyhole Pizza, New Knoxville Supply, Minster Dental Care, Hometown Opportunity, Francis Furniture, Wilson Health, Precision Strip, Winners Meats, NKTelco, NKT.TV, BowlerStore.com, Wagner's IGA, Cargill, Grand Lake Health, Clopay Building Products, Moran's Refrigeration, and First National Bank Think First, bringing you tonight's game between two All-Glaze County rivals, New Bremen and Minster. I'm Dave Helmstetter, and alongside me, Jeff Henshin for the play-by-play and color commentary of tonight's contest between New Bremen and Minster. And it's rainy, it's wet, it's a little chilly, and most likely it'll be a little bit windy. The weather conditions definitely can play a big factor in tonight's game between the Cardinals and the Wildcats.
Well, it certainly can, and these teams, though, I've been used to it. This is about probably the third week maybe in a row we've had some, let's say, challenging weather. Earlier in the year, also a wet weekend, so these teams have been under these environments, conditions. The field is going to be a little wet and slippery. The ball is going to be wet as well. It's not like it was in August and early September, but these teams have had some chances to perform in that, and it's going to be critical tonight. That weather a couple weeks ago here at Minster really slowed down the game, and a low-scoring affair with Minster and Marion. We had that game, so, you know, it can really – it's interesting to see on how teams handle it and what opportunities they can make out of it, and big things hang on to the ball and don't give their team cheap, good field position.
And, of course, tonight's game, both teams 6-3 on the season, has some major playoff implications.
Yes, they do. For a long time, if you will, it's been a long time since you've been able to mention playoffs, Week 10, and New Bremen all in the same sentence without using the word not. They've not been in the playoffs since 2004. This year, a win puts them in automatically. Even with a loss, we're being told they could still get in. So what a change of environment under Coach Chris Smith here at New Bremen. Minster locked in as a spot already. A win tonight probably gives them a home game, so that's key as well. They're not new to this environment. They've been in the playoffs 16 times and about 5 years in a row, all under Coach Garen Stokes, and won a couple state titles, so they're familiar with it. But we're interested to see how the Cardinals in a big kind of pressure-type game against a team now with a winning record in the Wildcats. A win guarantees the Cardinals a spot, and like I said, that's been since 2004. And a fired-up community right now, volleyball team going to the regionals as well. So a lot of good things happening in the village of New Bremen.
Let's take a look at our keys to the game here tonight, brought to you by Keyhole Pizza. Keys to the game, brought to you by Keyhole Pizza. Let's take a look at the New Bremen Cardinals, Jeff.
Well, we talked about the conditions. That's going to have an impact on field position and how well you can punt the ball, kick the ball, etc. You know, on good conditions, New Bremen does have a good field goal kicker in Berkey, who's made 5 of 6 field goals on the season. He has a strong leg, 19 of 24 point-after touchdowns, and that can come in very much tonight if it turns out to be that. And they have confidence in him, and also the punting field position be critical. How well will they be able to punt in this challenging, again, weather and offensive, and also the second one, a complete offensive game. You and I spoke earlier, need to put a lot of things together, need to rush the ball a little bit better, pass the ball a little bit better, and just offensively make a statement, you know, keep the ball away from the Wildcats, but offensively come ready to play and be crisp in all areas of the offensive game plan. And for the Minster Wildcats, their defense has been improving. They've played very good the past couple weeks. One of those weeks we talked about, Marion Local Flyers. Here at the Minster, they lost 7-6. Their defense has been making some plays. They have a +10 in the turnover ratio. They've come up with 15 interceptions, I believe, and 5 fumble recoveries. So they've been very active on defense. And also third down conversions are also very key. Good teams do it well. Minster's just under 40% converting third downs. And when you convert third downs, you're moving the chains. When moving the chains, you're controlling the clock. And late in the game, especially when you need a third down maybe to kill the clock, those are where those come in the most important. And Minster's done a nice job this year with that.
The table is set here at Minster between the game between Minster and New Bremen. You see the Minster seniors all being introduced here just before the opening kickoff. And once again, we'll be back here in just a moment with the opening kickoff right after this.
For over 150 years, Cargill has been helping people be successful worldwide. Cargill has always done business responsibly and in a way that makes us proud. Whether it is educating farmers in India or providing bikes to students with perfect attendance right here at home, Cargill is helping people thrive. The Sydney plant is just one piece of a global company that provides employment for hundreds of thousands, food for the world, and support for thousands of businesses. Be a part of something great at cargill.com.
The big game is right around the corner. Are you ready for it? Come into Francis Furniture and find the right fit for you and your friends in our Lazy Boy Comfort Studio. With Lazy Boy Premier sofa and sectionals, you can custom order a look that's just your style. Choose from hundreds of decorator fabrics or choose genuine leather for its luxurious feel and durability. Come into Francis Furniture today, the area's only Lazy Boy Comfort Studio.
We're just a little bit over a minute away from the opening kickoff. We're waiting for the New Bremen Cardinals to come onto the field. The Minster Wildcats, led by their senior core of football players, onto the field for, well, at least the last time in the regular season. And as we were talking before, playoffs both loom for Minster definitely, and most likely, I guess you could say, for New Bremen. And Jeff, maybe we dig into the New Bremen situation just a little bit as far as the playoffs are concerned. And
well, from what we're being told or understand from the people that seem to know, a win puts New Bremen in for sure. A loss doesn't necessarily knock them out. And we looked here and you read through it. There's a number of situations that would have to happen with about, what, 4 teams involved? Or
yep.
That certain teams would have to kind of beat some teams that are record-wise pretty good, and someone else would have to lose. It's
quite a scenario for the Cardinals not to get in.
Yeah, Bremen would like to take care of their business tonight, get a win. If they could do that, it'd be a rare win against the Wildcats. This is, in the past 10 meetings, Minster owns an 8-2 record against the Bremen Cardinals. Last win by the Cardinals came back in the 2009 football season. New Bremen defeated Minster right here at Minster Stadium 27-9. Since that time, it's been all Minster. They do not play each other every year. They took a break in there between the 14 and 15 seasons, part of that competitive balance when they rotate teams around and such. But it's been a Minster-dominated series over the past 10 years. Again, New Bremen winning it in 2009 and also in 2007. So a lot at stake. Both teams want to win here, obviously, and finish on a good run and head into Week 11 with a W under their belt.
Berkey with a short kick, and Minster will return as the Wildcats gather up the slippery football and get it across the 40-yard line. And Minster will start out with great field position here at the 40-yard line. In on the stop, number 7, Justin Tenkman for the Cardinals.
Jacob Niemeyer, the quarterback day for the Wildcats, had another nice year. He's thrown for 12 touchdown passes, just over 1,400 yards through the air, 64% completion percentage for Jacob Niemeyer.
He'll take the first snap. Schmidtmeyer will get the opening carry of the game off the right side, and he'll pick up about 7 yards as he pushes it forward to about the 47-yard line. So that'll make it 2nd down and 3 for Minster, clad in the black and orange of the Wildcats.
Yeah, definitely contrasting uniforms tonight. Easy to tell Minster from New Bremen. Right now, the uniforms of New Bremen very white. We'll see once with the moisture and the wet conditions how well they stay white in the 4th quarter.
There's the first down as Schmidtmeyer goes across midfield and into New Bremen territory on his 2nd carry of the night.
Alex Schmidtmeyer leads the Wildcats in rushing. Came into the game with 146 rushing attempts on the season. 840 rushing yards for Schmidtmeyer, and that includes 14 rushing touchdowns, an average of 5.6. Pretty good numbers for Alex Schmidtmeyer.
He's a solid running back, that's for sure. As Niemeyer calls the signal, snap is there. Schmidtmeyer fake to him. They'll toss it out to Kettner. Kettner near the sticks, and he'll be close to that first down on a very well-designed play after 2 straight runs to Schmidtmeyer.
It was a nice play and first down. I think it was, check my numbers here.
I thought that was Kettner with the catch, wasn't it? Number 12. He's over here to the wide side of the left.
My glasses, it could be. Well, but nonetheless, a first down. And again, another conversion. Not necessarily on a third down, but already 2 quick first downs for the Wildcats here in the opening drive.
Schmidtmeyer, right side. He's got the first down and more. It's a foot race, still on his feet. Missed tackle in the end zone goes Schmidtmeyer.
37-yard rushing touchdown.
Alex Schmidtmeyer with 10:21 to go on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Livens the fans up here in the opening drive as the Wildcats dominate on the ground.
We talked about kind of converting on third downs. Minster did it all on the ground, getting some first downs, and a nice run by Schmidtmeyer through some arm tackles, and an important extra point here. As you know, every point matters. Minster lost a couple weeks ago to Marion Local on a somewhat missed extra point, and that one hit the upright.
Brian Falk hits it off the upright. The kick will be no good. So our score, Minster 6, New Bremen nothing. We'll be back right after this.
At Wilson Health, we're extending care beyond the walls of the hospital with resources designed to keep you in charge of your health.
Our independence and connection to the community are unique in a world where big healthcare strives to act like corporations.
Our tools may be the same, but we are different.
We're neighbors, friends, and family who truly care about the people who live here.
We call it caring without limits, and it's just the beginning of a whole new Wilson Health.
Height break. It was 25. Yeah.
Jack Heitbrink with the reception on that pass, and that continued the Minster drive, and Wildcats will kick it off with 10:21 to go, and they enjoy a 6-0 lead.
Pretty good drive offensively. Minster, all positive yards, positive plays. And the drive that really just lasted over a minute and a half. Nice run by Alex Schmidtmeyer, now his 15th rushing touchdown on the season, and instantly, we talked about in the Bremen offense, they're going to have to start off, with somewhat pressure on you. Hate to go down too much early. They're going to rely on their offense and get a nice run back here, though, Dave, to help them start.
Here comes the return, and it's a good one for the Cardinals as they get into Minster territory, and the return that time, Mitchell Hayes, number 14, and boy, the Cardinals answer very quickly, and they have great field position into Minster territory.
Well, the special teams, we talked about kicking and such. Kickoff returns for the Cardinals also key tonight, and that was a nice return by Hayes. Like you said, into Minster territory, and that's where the Bremen offense will be started. Good, you always like to start in the enemy's territory.
Football's at the Minster 48. Bornhorst, number 9, calling the signals. Hayes will go in motion, a handoff. Will go to the up back, and that's a gain of about a yard. That's Nicholas Wells. Nick picks, looks like he lost perhaps a yard. So they'll push it back to the Minster 49 and make it 2nd down and 11.
Nolan Bornhorst, the Cardinal quarterback on the season, passing-wise, 62 out of 125, just under 1,000 yards. He comes into 994 passing yards, 11 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. He averages 110 yards passing per game, and we haven't seen it yet, but he's also their leading rusher attempt-wise and yards-wise for the Cardinals, so they get a lot of offense through Bornhorst.
Bornhorst pass goes to Zach Berkey. That's a completion, but a very short gain, perhaps 3 or so yards, and they'll mark it at the 45. So it'll make it a 3rd down and 7. And the first big 3rd down play of the night for the Cardinals. Mitchell Hayes brings the play in from the sidelines. He'll go wide to the left side.
Jacob Riddler, number 77, the center on the Cardinals line of scrimmage, anchoring the offensive line.
There's Bornhorst. It's going to run. Might get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. Minster's defense quickly closed the gap on that one.
Kyle Reithman did a nice job getting in there. Bornhorst needed a lot of yards, and nothing really, not a wide open gaping hole for Bornhorst, but a good job by Reithman making sure he was able to wrap and drop Bornhorst, force the 4th down punt.
Bornhorst will stand at his own 41-yard line. Snap is good, and nice high kick. It's going to be fielded at about the 7-yard line, up to about the 16-yard line, the return.
Well, good job by the Minster defense, Dave. Given a short field, somewhat to defend after the good run back by Hayes, got the ball across to 50. Minster's defense, very good. We talked about their improving defense in the past couple games, and you know, as the season goes on, they've done what you need to do, and that's get better. And their defense got the ball back for the offense.
Minster offense comes onto the field. Let's see how much they go to Schmidtmeyer here on this drive. Two receivers to the right side.
Already a pretty good start for Schmidtmeyer in that first drive.
They're going to throw it down over the middle. Pass is completed. I believe that's Brown. Or 85, that's Cody Frericks with the catch.
Cody Frericks, he's a tall target, 6 feet 6 inches tall. His 15th catch on a year. That'll give him now over 200 receiving yards, and he's also pulled in 2 receiving touchdowns, but the tall target in Frericks at 6 feet 6 inches.
Nice throw and catch, and this time it's going to be Niemeyer. It's going to be brought down there in the backfield by number 28, Zach Berkey, but we've got a penalty. Good defense by Berkey as he was in very quickly, and call will go against Minster. That's a holding penalty against the Wildcats.
Well, that'll make it a little bit more challenging now. You know, Minster had done, although it's very few offensive snaps so far, they've been positive on everything they've done, and this is somewhat the first miscue now as it pushes them back to a 2nd and 21. So repeat first down, 21 to go.
Football at the 29-yard line for Minster. They look to the sidelines in the call. First down, 21 for the Wildcats. New Bremen's defense has been pretty solid for most of the season. Fake handout. There's the pass on the right side. And there'll be a pickup of Bornhorst with the catch.
Brendan Bornhorst, a junior, 5 feet 8 inches tall, wears number 26. As you mentioned, Dave, kind of a short gain on there. You got a little bit hoping to get him out wide and let him break a tackle and run. Almost looked like New Bremen had a defender in that area. Wyatt Dickey, number 4, was near the pass. It would have been, it could have been picked off and returned for a touchdown.
Schmidtmeyer's going to take the football across the 35, and he'll push it to about the 38-yard line, but still lots of yardage to go here for the Wildcats. 3rd down and 12.
Yeah, out of system the Wildcats are right now with those 2 lines to gain, and talked about 3rd down conversions where Minster on the year is very good, just under 40%. Now, don't know how good they are on 3rd and 12 converting, but you know, a big play here for really both teams. If New Bremen's defense can get a stop, force a kick, get the ball back for your offense and maintain, you know, not run the risk of going down another score.
Niemeyer, he'll get the pass up to Austin Brown, but he's going to be short of the first down. He makes the catch at about the 45 and gets to.
Yeah, it was 14 on 14 there. Mitchell Hayes and also Brown for the Wildcats.
About 3 yards short of that first down, Jeff. It'll be interesting to see what the Wildcats do.
Brown is 14th catch on the season, and they at least line up here. We'll see once if they try to hard count and draw the Cardinals offsides. That would give them a first down. Play clock under 15.
Let's see what happens. Here we go.
They're going for it.
Niemeyer, first down. and more. He's at the 40. He'll be knocked out of bounds and steps out of bounds, rather. And Niemeyer with some great footwork has the first down. And
well, a little bit of gamble there. Now, it tells you a couple things. One, Coach Stokes confident in his offensive line can get a hole for his running back, or in this case, a quarterback. Two, if they don't get it, feels comfortable with his defense, can stop the Cardinals' offense, and it results in a first down. Wildcats on the year, 13 out of 18 on fourth down conversions. That's good for 72%. Make that now 14 out of 19.
Niemeyer looking for that big target in Frericks, but just a little bit overthrown, and that's incomplete. Stops the clock at 5:09 to go on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard.
Pretty good coverage there, Dave. Grant Selby, number 17, and also Jared Keller, number 2. Shorter than the 6'6" receiver, but boy, had him kind of defended nicely, made it for a very difficult pass to drop in, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
That makes it 2nd down and 10, football at the New Bremen 38. Niemeyer calling the signals. Schmidtmeyer in the backfield. He'll get the carry straight ahead. He'll get to about the 32. Make it marking it back to about the 33, so it's going to be 3rd down and 6.
Well, you got to think if they went for it in Bremen's side of the territory on 4th down, this is definitely 2-down territory, and right now they're not looking for 4th down. They're probably trying to get the first down, obviously, on 3rd.
Good snap, Niemeyer to Schmidtmeyer. Across the 30, the 25, to almost the 20-yard line.
A nice hole there for Schmidtmeyer. He really wasn't touched basically until he got past the first down marker and deeper into Cardinal territory.
Looked like Hayes may have been on the stop there for New Bremen, but it's first.
Keller, I think, also was number 2. He made the hit.
The original hit, Keller.
Or towards the end there.
Here comes Schmidtmeyer again. Number 77, Jacob Rindler in on the stop that time.
New Bremen's defense going to have to come up with a couple of those plays. Basically try to force Minster into a 4th down here. And, the field goal option probably not high on Coach Stokes' list right now. They're not particularly that strong. Probably more comfortable with the offense trying to get it, but that's what New Bremen's going to have to hope for. Force a 4th down and get a stop, or, come up with a turnover here, knock the ball out, get a stop, keep the score at 6.
Niemeyer under pressure, rolls to his right side, makes a cut inside, but he'll be short of that first down. Lots of pressure there by number 28, Zach Berkey.
That would have been a big stop, Dave, and he overran Niemeyer a little bit, couldn't get the drop. That would have been a huge loss. Niemeyer turns disaster into some positive play, and it brings up a 3rd and short, 3rd and 3. So big play there by Niemeyer, tough break for the Cardinals.
And Minster so far has had no problem in picking up the yardage. So 3rd down 3, 3:03 to go. First quarter football from Minster. Schmidtmeyer got to be close to that first down.
Looks like he got it. So a 3rd down conversion. And again, 4-down territory. I think green light for the Wildcats as they inch closer to that goal line inside the New Bremen red zone.
Clock counting down at 2:49 to go here in the opening quarter on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Minster on their first drive scored. They lead 6-0, going for their 2nd touchdown.
Inside the red zone, the Wildcats this year, Dave, have been very good scoring the ball. 81% of their trips, they've scored a touchdown.
Schmidtmeyer looking for the end zone. He's not quite there.
Those red zone opportunities, 31 times this year. All touchdowns have been their scoring. So 25 out of 31 attempts have resulted in touchdowns for the Minster offense. And we were here a couple weeks ago, Dave, against the Flyers. They fumbled inside the red zone. That was one of those 6 they did not convert on. And that turned out to be a pretty costly mistake and miscue against a very good, talented Marion local Flyers team. A game probably the Wildcats, I'm sure, are still thinking about ways they could have won that game. Had some opportunities, just couldn't cash in.
Similar situation right here. Schmidtmeyer's going to find the end zone, though. Touchdown. Alex Schmidmeyer finds the end zone, and Minster goes up 12-0 with 1:47 to go here in the opening quarter. And boy, offense just simply controlling the game for Minster. Just two nice drives here to start the game for the Wildcats.
That one took a little bit more time off the clock. But yes, other than a penalty and maybe an incomplete pass, Minster pretty efficient. Everything going downhill or to the left in this case for them offensively, able to move the ball and avoided a sack.
Extra point is up, and it's good. Falk converts our score with 1:47 to go on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Minster 13, New Bremen nothing. We'll be back right after this.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
Minster scores their second touchdown of the night. They've got a 13-0 lead. And the Cardinal offense is going to have to do something here against the Minster defense, because that Minster offense is looking pretty powerful
good.
here.
Yes, they are. And, you know, it's just a minute 47 left here in the first quarter. This will be just the second time now that the Cardinals have touched the ball. If my memory serves me right, it seems like that the first drive was just 3 plays and basically had a punt, and they actually had great field position. So, you know, I won't call it panic, but boy, you want to at least get some first downs here and keep the Minster offense off the field and let your offense get some rhythm and confidence and
here
get
comes
some first
the return.
downs. Another nice return.
Good return by the Cardinals again as they get it across the 35-yard line, and the return there by number 28, Zach Berkey. And Cardinals will have it at the, looks like they're going to mark it at the 39. So 1st and 10 as the rain continues to fall here in Minster.
Zach Berkey, Dave, a nice return. Bremen had another nice return on the first kickoff from Mitchell Hayes. Both those guys sophomores, so that those 10th graders making some nice return yards and trying to help that offense, you know, stimulate it, jumpstart it, do something, you know, avoiding having to start down near your own goal line.
Bornhorst tries to roll to his left side, but there's all sorts of defense.
The rollout there, Dave, against his body. No white shirts really downfield, and he was going to have to do it with his feet, and Minster's defense did not give him any type of running room whatsoever.
Another loss for the Cardinals. They'll make it 2nd down and 15. Football at the 34-yard line. They'll send 3 receivers to the right side. See what Bornhorst does. He's going to try and throw into Yingling. He'll make the catch, but Wildcats read it perfectly. That's number 34, I do believe.
Augie Bainline in there to blow that up, and Bainline got around the block. As you remember, there's 3 wides. The first 2 guys tried to kind of go down and, you know, form a fence, if you will, and block, and they really could not get that done. The Minster defenders, Bainline in that case, able to sneak through, and another loss of play on that attempt.
Cardinals looking at some negative yardage again. Football at the 30-yard line now. It's 3rd down and 19 as the wind and the rain continues to blow in Nolan Bornhorst's face. In motion, left side. They'll keep it on the ground, but we've got a penalty. Hayes was in motion to the left side. Tankman took the handoff, but it's a penalty against the Cardinals, and the New Bremen squad just having a tough time here getting untracked against Minster's aggressive defense.
You mentioned that aggressive defense. We saw a nice play there by number 34, Augie Bainline. He leads the Wildcats team in tackles on the year, 45.5 tackles on the season for Bainline. He's followed up very closely by number 4, Noah Enneking.
End of the first quarter of play. Our score, Minster 13, New Bremen nothing. We'll return with second quarter action right after this.
Our 1,500 square foot showroom and pro shop at bowlerstore.com is stocked with bowling balls, bags, shoes, accessories, and apparel. The pro shop is equipped with 2 drill presses, measuring devices, and bowling ball maintenance machines to keep your ball rolling great. We offer private lessons for individuals and groups. Moxie's Extra Pair inside bowlerstore.com is also available to rent for private events. Be sure to check out bowlerstore.com or visit our pro shop in Versailles, Ohio for all your bowling product needs.
Second quarter of football is about to begin. And boy, I tell you, the rain is really coming down. It's probably as strong as it has all night here as we begin the second quarter. And when you're looking at a defense like Minster has been playing over the last, well, this would make the third straight week, very difficult for the Cardinals. And they're looking at a 13-0 deficit and difficult weather conditions throwing. They'll have the wind if that helps a little bit.
Third down and 24 here. They won't be able to maybe get it all. I mean, they do have the wind at their back, but have to come up with a great play here just to sustain the drive and get a chance to, let's say, play with the wind. But yeah, the Minster defense has done very nice past couple weeks.
Tankman, right side, still on his feet.
We got some positive yards, Dave, nearly back to the original line of scrimmage. Long way to go, but at least, you know, a positive play there. Didn't get more loss of yards on that third down attempt.
Minster's defense shifted a little bit to the right that time as they dropped into the position. So Tankman picks some yardage up, but again, he's looking at 4th down and 12, and Bornhorst will have to kick it away. Good high kick. It's going to be fielded or bounces at the 25, and it's going to roll to about the 20-yard line. So Minster will have it 1st and 10 with 11:16 to go on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard.
Well, third time now the Minster's offense will have the ball. They're perfect on their first 2 drives, both resulting in touchdowns, both by Alex Schmidtmeyer. But the defense for New Bremen has kind of been handled somewhat a little bit right now. They're going to have to find a way, if you will, to get something negative happen against basically the first down, make it 2nd and long, and try to knock down, keep Schmidtmeyer in the backfield, or don't give him any holes. And also, Niemeyer's been very agile as well, but don't forget Niemeyer is a pretty good passer as well.
Yeah,
so a lot of things to defend.
They throw a completed pass in there just every so often, which really continues to keep the Cardinals off guard. There's a short pass to the outside, and it's going to be another first down for Minster.
Jack Heitbrink, the bigger football player right there, running kind of over Jared Keller, a much smaller player. So Heitbrink, 6'3" wide receiver, showing his strength as he runs basically over Jared Keller, 5'8", 139 pounds. So a mismatch there. Good job by Keller, doing what he could to stop him, but not until they get another first down. Good catch by Heitbrink, his 20th catch on the season as he nears 200 yards receiving, has 1 touchdown reception on the season.
Schmidtmeyer still on his feet. He's across the 40, near that first down again.
Well, he drug in the Bremen defender. Probably the last 2 yards of that run gets him very close to the first down marker.
Rindler, number 77, in on the stop for the Cardinals. But it's 2nd down and 1, football at the 43-yard line. And once again, Minster on the move, and their 3rd possession here of the first half.
Alex Frimmel, number 56, the center, the anchor of the offensive line, as they've done a very nice job tonight for the running game. And just basically one time has Niemeyer kind of been pressured, as New Bremen able to get around him, and that time a good job defensively. It looked like Rindler in there, number 77, on the initial contact, but
yeah, Rindler, number 77, is there. You take a look at it. Look at the rain coming down there as well. Did not get the first down. It's going to be 3rd down and about a yard, almost, and that's a long yard.
3rd and 2.
Niemeyer surveys the situation. 2 receivers right side. 1 tight to the right, but it's going to be Schmidtmeyer for the first down into New Bremen territory. He'll get to about the 47-yard line.
About a 10-yard run there, Dave, by Schmidtmeyer takes away any question about what they would have done on 4th down, being a little bit deeper in their own territory. They went for it already on their last drive with the ball on their side of the field. They got it. This time Schmidtmeyer doesn't force Coach Stokes in that situation. He's made the line to gain and then some.
So it's another first down for Minster. At their own 47, 3 receivers to the left side. It's going to be a procedure against Minster, I do believe.
Coach Garen Stokes in his 6th season as head coach of the Wildcats, Dave. Very impressive, 55 wins, 22 losses. That's good for 71% in those 6 seasons. Again, they last year 11-4, won the state title. Year before that, 10-5. They were runner-up. The year before that, 2015, 10-3, lost to Fort Recovery, who went on to win the state title. 2014, 12-3, champions. And 2013, his first year, 6-4. Didn't make the playoffs that season, but a nice 6-year run here by the head coach of the Wildcats, Garen Stokes.
Schmidtmeyer with the gain. He's brought down by number 42, Bryce Blickel, and number 17, Grant Selby. Linebacker shot the gap, and Schmidtmeyer went right by him, so a nice pickup there for the Minster running back. Call it 2nd down and 6. Football at about the 42. Short pass, they fake it, go long, almost intercepted, but it caught by the Wildcats.
There's Kettner. Yeah, that was a nice fake, Dave, to the left, and really almost ended up still being a dangerous pass. It looked like a couple white shirts near the area, but Kettner, his 27th catch on the season, that'll put him over 400 yards receiving for Mike Kettner. He has 1 receiving touchdown on the season. And that one, a nice play, maybe dangerous when you throw it across the middle, but New Bremen not able to knock it down. Another first down for the Wildcats.
Thought for a moment New Bremen might catch a break, but Kettner makes the catch. And there they go for the end zone, but it's going to be a flag, and it's going to be interference. Bryce Blickel.
Just 1 step early is Blickel trying to make the play against Frericks and be an automatic first down.
So the penalty goes against the Cardinals with 7:49 to go on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Well, I do believe that's John Derryberry, isn't it?
I didn't get a look.
He's a little wet. That'll make it first and 10, I guess. Football right at the 10.
Inside the red zone again, where again mentioned earlier, 81% efficiency for the Wildcats on the season when they take a snap in the red zone, scoring touchdowns.
Right side Schmidtmeyer, he'll get to the 5-yard line. Brought down there by Berkey.
Came in that game into the game. They go quickly, Dave, to the line of scrimmage. 25 of 31. They converted the last possession.
Schmidtmeyer on the sweep. Cuts inside, end zone. Nick Wells got a hit on him, but Schmidtmeyer finds the end zone, and it's 19-0. 7:23 to go here in the first half of play as Minster dominating here in the first half.
Would you call that a hat trick? 3 touchdowns on the ground by Schmidtmeyer. And again, he's had a nice game so far, rushing the football and making some very positive plays for the Minster offense.
Kettner will hold as Falk will kick. Kick is up. It's good. Penalty on the play. It's going to be holding against Minster. So they'll try this one again.
A little bit further distance. That was the ball normally spotted on the 5. Now do they, again, do it from where the hold took place, Dave? Because that'll make it a little bit further back or from where the ball was snapped. Doesn't seem like much, but a yard or two can make a difference.
It will go to the
10 yards back. It'll be a 30-yard attempt.
Yeah, they're going to move it to from where it occurred, as the football is going to be marked at almost the 16-yard line.
So that'll be
marked right at the 15.
36-yard line, add 17, probably 30, or what would that be, 16, 17, 33?
25. 10, 15, yep, 33, 32. 32, 33, snap is a little high, kick is up. Boy, he boomed it, but he missed it. Went to the right side, so our score was 7:23 to go. You take a point off the board, and our score now is Minster 19 and New Bremen nothing. We'll be back right after this.
Wagner's IGA has been servicing their communities for more than 95 years, spanning 3 generations. Wagner's founded their business on 2 basic principles: excellent customer service and quality products. Visit all our locations and experience the finest selection of deli, fresh meats, and variety of beverage choices. While there, don't forget to check out our vast selection of fresh coffee beans, produce, dairy, and bakery items. Visit Wagner's today in Minster, Fort Laramie, and New Bremen, and check us out on Facebook.
I'd like to thank our sponsors for tonight's game between New Bremen and Minster. NKT.TV, BowlerStore.com. Find the pocket without emptying yours. Wagner's IGA, servicing communities for over 95 years. Grand Lake Health. Clopay Building Products, America's favorite garage door. Moran's Refrigeration, your appliance expert serving Northwest Ohio for over 70 years. PSG Automotive Outfitters. Hometown Opportunity, connecting local companies with local talent. Minster Bank, financial solutions for a lifetime. Schwieterman Pharmacy, pharmacies located in Salina, Coldwater, Minster, New Bremen, St. Mary's, and Wapakoneta. New Knoxville Supply, Minster Dental Care, Cargill, Francis Furniture, Wilson Health, Caring Without Limits, and Precision Strip, all bringing you tonight's game. Also like to thank our replay sponsor, Winners Meat. And, of course, the scoreboard, as always, brought to you by First National Bank of New Bremen.
A short return that time. That's been New Bremen's best offense, has been
special
the
teams
returns.
on
That
the
time,
return.
Mitchell Hayes not going anywhere that time. So this is probably the worst field position, if you will, for the Bremen offense, and they've not been able to do much with the good field position so far that they've had. So, again, a big test here, a big challenge for the Bremen offense.
It's going to be a penalty against the Wildcats.
Well, they'll take it. That's 5 yards that you don't have to work for. Good job by Bowenhorst, maybe with the voice a little bit there, changing up the count, cause that lineman, if you will, for the Wildcats. When you break the neutral zone in high school football, it's automatic dead ball. You can't jump in it and jump back like you can in the higher levels.
So it's first down and 5 for the Cardinals. Let's see if they can pick up some
Got
yardage.
an open receiver in the middle.
Blickel, and it's going to be knocked away. Good defense there by the Wildcats. That's Noah Enneking, I believe, number 4.
Well, it looked like Patrick Wells, number 8. I thought he was open from the get-go, and actually ended up, I thought he was the one who was going to catch the ball. He was open right away off the line, and actually had 2 receivers almost cross patterns there. And usually on the offense, that's not what you want, but falls to the ground. It looked like New Bremen had an opening and a kind of a big play opportunity there. Didn't work out. They'll try again on 2nd and 5.
In motion. He'll get the football.
Nice run.
Running room across the 45. Still on his feet as Mitchell Hayes takes it across into Minster territory all the way to the 41-yard line for the Wildcats. Nice pickup by Hayes, and that's a first down. And
finally a first down. Yes, it took a while, and Hayes a nice run, and he actually ran through Austin Brown and gained some other yards. So finally some positive offense for the Cardinals. It took a while, but boy, if they could build off this, you're not going to get 3 scores in one possession. You need to get one, and then your defense have to make the plays on D. But a first down, very encouraging to see that for the Bremen offense.
A handoff. This will go to number 16, Nick Wells. Wells will pick up a couple of yards, perhaps.
Last run by Mitchell Hayes. Nice run, as we mentioned, for the Cardinals. Hayes came into the game with 33 rushing attempts for 171 yards and had 2 rushing touchdowns on the season. Big play here, though, for the Cardinals. Positive yards, make it third and manageable, not third and long.
Say Blickel is one-on-one to the right side. Bornhorst will go the other way, but the receiver slips and falls that way. That time it was intended for Patrick Wells, and Wildcats defender also goes down as the field a little bit slippery.
Enneking right there, you see him in your screen, number 4, basically became the best receiver for that pass. Couldn't come up with the interception. But yes, looked like for the Cardinals, receiver Wells lost his footing, went down.
Bornhorst likes to go to Blickel a lot. He's over on the right side. He's battling up against Kettner, and third down and 8 yards to go, and the ball at the 39. They'll keep it on the ground, and they're not going to gain much, but it's going to go back the other way.
Needs a block. Boy, if he could have got that one, he had a lot of green grass on the other side of the field. Hayes
just
not tackled.
Himself.
Yeah, not tackled on the Minster side of the field, if you will. Boy, it's easy to see up here the space. If he could have got a block and get around the corner, he could still be running.
Yeah, one block, and he was on that reversive direction. He would have found the end zone. So 4th down and 4. So let's see what the Cardinals do. Their first, a major play here for New Bremen, says they've finally shown some offensive life here on this drive. Bornhorst. It's going down the middle. It's going to be intercepted.
Well, all in all, not a bad play for the Cardinals. You make an attempt. They were 8 of 13 on the season. The result is if the pass drops, they have a little bit better field position. But, as a defender, you always go for the ball. But they actually gained some yards here. If Frericks doesn't come up with the interception, they possibly get the catch down there. But Frericks with the interception, nothing wrong with that. But they do lose a little bit of field position to the Wildcats.
Replays tonight brought to you by Winners Meats, as you saw it there. Minster will have the football with 5:04 to go. And as we talk, one of the scores of interest around the MAC, Coldwater up on Marion Local 13-0.
That's a lot of ball game left, but boy, Coldwater, a couple losses here late in the season, and tough opponent. The Flyers to not lose 3 in a row, not games at Coldwater. So Coldwater trying to break a 2-game losing streak. Marion Local trying to end the season undefeated.
There's a penalty marker on this play. It's going to be a hold against Minster.
Cody Frericks had that last interception for the Wildcats defense. His second interception on the season for number 85, Cody Frericks.
Got to push it back 10 yards to the 10, so 4:56 to go here in the first half, and the Wildcats will have it on their 10-yard line. 1st and 10, the situation. Schmidtmeyer in the backfield with Niemeyer. Cardinals show blitz. They'll fake the handoff, pass out onto the flat, and read nicely by number 17, Selby.
Heitbrink, had a pass. Almost looked like, again, from our angle, was knocked down at line of scrimmage. A hand went up there. Wasn't. And Heitbrink making the catch, but stopped basically almost on contact. Good catch, or I should say good tackle by Selby.
Yeah, Selby kept that from being a lot more yardage as it's pickup of about 5, so let's make it 2nd and 15. Schmidtmeyer right next to Niemeyer in the backfield. He'll get the call again. Cut through the 20 and up to about the 22.
Again, some yards after contact for Schmidtmeyer. He's a tough running back to bring down, and usually takes a couple Cardinals defenders to do that. And like I said, usually on point of contact, he's able to still, Dave, move forward a little bit. And you like that in your running back, gain some, be able to run through or gain some yards after being contacted. And it's all extra yards. The offense, the more the merrier. Big third down here, though. Wildcats doubt if they don't get it here on third down that they would go for it this deep in their own territory.
Need 8 yards for that first down. Straight back. There's Schmidtmeyer. Across the 35. Good hit, loose football. And that should be New Bremen football. Let's see what they decide.
Well, there was a hard, solid hit. Schmidtmeyer maybe the...
Say we're going to think about it, though.
Dan Homan, number 88, sounds like looked like the guy that kind of came from the blind side. I don't think the ball carrier saw him and basically, quote, hit him, with a solid football hit. Didn't really necessarily go after the tackle, but boy, made a strong, almost body slam into the receiver. A lot of conversation going on here with the umpires and the referees. Did you see it pop out, Dave?
I saw it pop out. I thought it was a catch and a fumble.
Okay.
That's my call, but I watch too many NFL games to know that this is not what's going to happen probably.
So
they're going to call it
New Bremen. Wow.
They're going to call it incomplete.
Fourth down then.
All right, that'll bring up 3rd and 8.
So they're going to rule it incomplete.
Wasn't it just third down?
Well,
so it would be fourth down now.
That's a new. That's a new one. Well, it's 3rd down and 8, and Minster's going to do the 3rd down over again. Penalty marker, and there's a sack.
By the Cardinals, flag on the play.
Brandon Heitkamp with the stop. Number 62.
Holding against the Wildcats.
Another big hit by the Cardinals. They've put a couple good, solid contacts on some Minster players here, and that one results in the sack by Heitkamp. So 4th down now, and they will punt. First punt of the half for the Wildcats.
So New Bremen's defense comes through in a big way. And fourth down and very long for the Wildcats as they'll punt it away.
Important to get a good snap here. The Cardinals put some pressure
Close.
on. They don't get it.
3 Cardinal players thought they might have had a little bit of that one, and the punter just bobbled it for a moment.
Yeah, those snaps are very critical, and bobbles or just doesn't get his footwork down. That gives the defensive line, or in this case, the blockers, if you will, the punt blockers, a chance to get in there, and they came up empty. Luckily for the Cardinals, Dave, they don't run into the kicker, don't get a personal foul. It's the last thing you'd like to do. I mean, as much as you want to block the kick, can't touch a kicker. You don't want to put the penalty, give them a first down because of the contact. So time here, 2.5 minutes before halftime. Great starting position for the Cardinals.
Let's see what they do. Bornhorst is going to take the snap. He's going to look to run the football, and he's not going to get much yardage, but he'll pick up a few as he goes across the 40. Saw New Bremen earlier in the year, and Bornhorst and Blickel were a nice combination in the game that I saw against Anna, and I keep looking for Bornhorst to go long to him.
Haven't done so that much, with haven't had that connection like you mentioned, and haven't really seen Bornhorst run a lot either tonight, considering he's their leading rusher as far as attempts. 107 carries coming into the game for 508 yards.
There's a short pass, and it's to the right side. Selby will have the first down. Grant Selby, number 17, with the football and the first down. And clock is at 1:43 on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard.
Selby, 15 catches on the season coming into tonight's game. 274 yards and 18.3 average. 4 receiving touchdowns on the season. And nice pass and catch there for Selby. And a first down for the Cardinals, like you mentioned, clock running, but Bremen 3 timeouts, so plenty of time. With that said, they can still go across the middle without really hurting their chances here.
Bornhorst is going to go down the middle for Blickel. It's going to be incomplete. Or number 12, rather. Allig, huh? I don't know. Gotta look at that one again. I think that might have been Blickel. Yeah, that was Blickel. Incomplete. Second down and 10. Logan Suchland will go to the left side along with Griffin Rutgerman. Bornhorst is going to run it. They'll try and get towards that first down, and Minster converges very nicely. They close him off. It's going to be third down, about 5 to go.
Pretty decent yards there for Bornhorst. Again, they're going to try to make sure they're scoring right here at the end of the half, but positive yards, third manageable. Again, clock continues to run, but with 3 timeouts, you don't want to be too lazy or slow moving, but gets to a point now where you got to be thinking about burning one and saving some clock.
Bornhorst to his left side. Going to be intercepted at about the 6-yard line, so Kettner will pick off another pass. And
well, the second interception thrown by Bornhorst. Frericks had the first one, and
here's our replay.
Kettner there to receive the overthrow.
Originally intended for Mitchell Hayes, but a little bit too deep, and Kettner makes the Cardinals pay, and it's a turnover with 34 seconds to go, and it's 19-0 on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard, with Minster in the lead over New Bremen.
Well, Kettner on the season, the leading receiver on offense for the Wildcats, came in with 26 catches on the year. He now has 6 interceptions in the defensive side, so
that's a great year.
He's not catching it from Niemeyer, he's catching it from the other quarterbacks around the league. 6 interceptions now on the season for Mike Kettner. That obviously leads the Wildcats team in that category.
Schmidtmeyer works his way through the hole as Rindler brings him down. They'll take a timeout. We'll take a break as well. Our score, Minster 19, New Bremen nothing. We'll return right after this.
At Joint Township District Memorial Hospital, your comfort and care is our #1 priority. Our surgical nerve blocks are a great way to reduce pain and can be used for arm, shoulder, hip, knee, ankle, and foot surgeries. The nerve blocks decrease the stress of surgery on your body, requires less anesthesia and pain medications, and in many cases can offer relief for several days. Visit grandlakehealth.org for details on all of our services.
New Bremen takes the timeout. They stop the clock with 27 seconds, and it's second down and 5. Football at the 12-yard line. Minster has the football.
Minster content probably just to take the knee. And to see what's in New Bremen, wants to elect to use their final 2 timeouts and hope for a bad snap or a loose ball. I guess it could happen, and this type of field position, fall on it, you have a nice shot, try to score before half, and
here comes Schmidtmeyer. He gets out to the outside. Berkey's chasing him. He'll bring him down.
I don't think Schmidtmeyer, that was
that Heitbrink?
No. Don't think it was.
26. Brendan Bornhorst, maybe? Yep, there's 26. Didn't see him enter the game there. That's going to end the first half. As the clock counts down, Minster 19, New Bremen nothing. We'll be back right after this.
NKTelco Sports. More than 140 local high school and college games. Football, basketball, volleyball, baseball, softball, and soccer. Support your local team with NKTelco Sports and promote your business to 250,000 households in Northwest Ohio. Call 1-888-NKTelco and get in the game.
Clopay Building Products, America's favorite garage door, is now hiring for all manufacturing and over-the-road CDLA driving positions. Clopay is the largest residential garage door manufacturer in North America, and we are continuing to grow. Join our team and work in a safe, clean, modern environment. Clopay offers a great benefits package, is an equal opportunity employer, and a drug-free work environment. Imagine the possibilities when you open the door to your career at clopaydoor.com/careers.
Moran Refrigeration in St. Mary's is celebrating 70 years in business. We are committed to offering you top name brands like Whirlpool, Maytag, and KitchenAid, Samsung, Fisher & Paykel, and Speed Queen. Come in and experience the one-on-one personal service that you won't get from big box stores. Our delivery and installation specialists will assure you that your purchases arrive safely and are installed properly. Moran Refrigeration, exceeding your expectations.
Here at halftime, Minster and New Bremen, the Wildcats with a very impressive first half of football. They own a 19-0 lead, and it's time to take a look at those first half stats.
Well, pretty much as the score would indicate in the supporting numbers, you can tell who's dominating, winning this game right now. The Wildcats own the 19-0 lead, but they've dominated offensively. They've run the ball very well, 176 rushing yards compared to just 51 for New Bremen. Passing yards as well, dominated by the Cats, 84-9. Total yards right there, a 200-yard advantage, and 2 turnovers for the Cardinals. The one was on 4th down, didn't really hurt them too much. The other one later in the half, again down near the red zone. And Minster so far, no turnovers. They came close to having one, but none so far this half. And the time of possession in favor of the Wildcats. They've pretty much dominated, and Wildcats in control right now. And basically we'll try to build upon that lead here as we start the third quarter.
First half dominated by the Wildcats, as those numbers dictate. Time of possession almost 15 minutes to 9. And so
Alex Schmidtmeyer, of those 176 team rushing yards for the Wildcats, he has 17 rushing attempts for 134 yards on the ground and has scored all 3 Minster touchdowns, a 37-yard run and a 4-yard run in the first quarter, and then a 5-yard run in the second quarter. But good night of rushing the football for Alex Schmidtmeyer for the Wildcats, and also Jacob Niemeyer, 7 of 8. Mentioned the passing yards, 84, but Niemeyer, they've got him down here for 7 of 8, so just the 1 incomplete pass. And
that's a pretty amazing statistic in the weather conditions that Niemeyer's facing, to be 7 out of 8. And actually, we haven't seen any fumbles. A couple of interceptions by the Cardinals as they were trying to put the football in the end zone. But
well, they've done well on return yards, if anything. I mean, that's been a silver lining that really has given them some decent field position, both on the first 2 touchdowns. Wildcats kicked off, and New Bremen able to get some good return yards.
And Brian Falk will kick it off for Minster, so we'll see what the Cardinals can do on the return. It's a short kick out of respect to those returns. And
yeah, no doubt. Definitely don't want to give the returners a chance, and make sure it's 11 on 11 from the line of scrimmage, where the Cardinals will start their first drive here in the third quarter.
Selby will handle the return, and Cardinals will be in business here to start the second half with a 19-0 deficit that they're facing. Football will be right at the 40-yard line. Let's see if the second half offense can return for New Bremen. In tight. Bornhorst will take it in the pistol.
3 of 8 passing for Bornhorst in that first half.
He'll keep it. It's going to go to the right side, but Minster simply does a great job of reading what the Cardinals are going to do, and they converge on Bornhorst very quickly, and no gain on the play, and it'll be a 2nd down and 10.
Bornhorst 4 carries for 4 yards in the first half. Again, he comes in, although the quarterback, also the leading rusher for the Cardinals on the season, came in with 107 attempts, 500 yards, and has been held in check this evening.
2nd down and 10. Little different look this time. Bornhorst looks to the left, but here comes the pressure. He'll escape the first one. Off balance throw to midfield, but it's going to be incomplete. Intended for Blickel, but
yeah, one of the That was a tough throw. Bornhorst really running towards us and then spotting Blickel at the 50-yard line, threw it basically backwards, not really backwards, but against his body, had to really twist his shoulders, and it was on the money. Blickel could not come up with the catch.
So that makes it 3rd down and 10. Cardinals looking at a lot of yards here as the rain continues as we begin the 3rd quarter of play here at Minster. Bornhorst straight back, going down the field for Blickel. Incomplete. There'll be a flag. Perhaps the Cardinals will catch a break this time.
Anakin was there defending, and pass interference is the initial indication, and looked like maybe the Wildcats are going to get a quick 3 and out, but the penalty, though, will keep the Cardinal drive alive, something they need to get started, Dave. They only had a couple first downs, 2 first downs in the first half, so hard to sustain drives and you can't move the chains, and this will help, albeit by a penalty. It's a first down, new life as they, again, now get into the Minster Wildcat territory. And as slim as the offense has been tonight, Dave, for the Cardinals, they've been able to get into, granted, the return yards, but they've started and had the ball inside of Minster territory a few times tonight.
Let's see what Bornhorst does. He's going to run with it. It's a quarterback draw. He'll get across the 40, push himself just shy of the 40, but
5-yard gain.
It's a 5-yard gain. Looked like he was going to get more, but it closed very quickly as the Wildcat defense converged on the New Bremen quarterback. 10:37 to go on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Mitchell Hayes brings the play in. He'll go to the short side along with Selby as Blickel goes to the wide side. Bornhorst stands at the 45. He's going to run the football. Going to be
first down.
Enough for the first down. So Cardinals showing a passing formation, or at least what they've thrown out of previously here tonight. But Bornhorst carries the football. Clock at 10:09 here in the 3rd quarter as it counts down on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Ryan Berkey brings the play in from New Bremen coach Chris Schmidt. Blickel goes to the left side. New Bremen will take a timeout. We'll take a break. 9:56 to go. 3rd quarter, our score, Minster 19, New Bremen nothing. We'll be back right after this.
Automotive Outfitters, your truck accessory headquarters.
Talking a little bit about the Minster defense and some observations against Marion Local, Jeff. We're talking to you. I think the Wildcats, they've got, 10 sacks on the season? It seems like they would have an awful lot more.
Well, it seems like they don't maybe blitz a lot or put a lot of pressure. And you've seen tonight, even with Marion Local, Bruns is a tall, lengthy quarterback, not maybe so much a runner. Tonight, Bornhorst, similar style, more of maybe a passer, although he does run, but it seems like as soon as he starts to make his move or his run, those holes you talk about collapse. It's like they just contain the quarterback so well and don't avoid the big play.
Well, there's a great run by Justin Tinkman, I believe, number 7. What a 2nd and 3rd effort. Slippery night, that jersey, and they don't get it. Take a look at that one again here on Winners. Quality Meets Replay. Boy, you thought Anaking had him. They went for the ball that time. That was Heidbrink. And then he moved forward, and finally, number 14, Austin Brown with the stop. Boy, what a nice run.
Tankman on the season, 48 carries, 183 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns, and an important 2nd down here. New Bremen get another first down.
In motion goes Hayes. They're going to hand off to the running back, Tankman. He'll have the first down.
Pretty good possession here for the Cardinals. Now, remember, it was aided by defensive pass interference call that helped New Bremen maintained a first down, but they've gotten a couple first downs on their own. Bornhorst a couple times ran over 10 yards. And Tankman here, 2 carries, first down, or getting it on their own as well. So new life, a little bit of energy on that offensive unit for the Cardinals, and good to see here. They need a score definitely with the Wildcats already up by 19.
Good drive here for the Cardinals. There's going to be a whistle and another timeout by New Bremen. We will keep it right here and thank our sponsors for tonight's game. I'd like to thank NKT.TV, BowlerStore.com. Find the pocket without emptying yours. Wagner's IGA, servicing communities for over 95 years. Grand Lake Health, Clopay Building Products, America's favorite garage door. Moran's Refrigeration, your appliance expert, serving Northwest Ohio for over 70 years. PSG Automotive Outfitters, hometown opportunity connecting local companies with local talent. Minster Bank, financial solutions for a lifetime. Schredeman Pharmacy, pharmacies located in Salina, Coldwater, Minster, New Bremen, St. Mary's, and Wapakoneta. New Knoxville Supply, Minster Dental Care, Cargill, Francis Furniture, Wilson Health, Caring Without Limits, and Precision Strip, all bring you tonight's game from Minster. And Bornhorst will go straight ahead. We'd also like to remind you that NKTelco Sports and its sponsors are pleased to bring you replays of high school football on NKTelco Channel 3 or in HD on Channel 503 tonight at 11 p.m., Saturday, October 28th at 2 p.m. And you can also watch the games on WOSN and on demand on the NKTelco Sports Facebook page and at nktelco.net. 1st and 10, football to 20 for the Cardinals. They'll go to the left side. Another nice game, and suddenly
nice
the
ball.
Cardinals beginning to get some yardage on the ground. Selby will take the football to just inside the 10-yard line.
Well, he's only had 6 carries all year, so
looks pretty good tonight.
He's probably athletic enough that if he, as a receiver, they want to give him the ball. Well, if they can't get it to him throwing, let him try to run it. At least use his ability that way. And a nice carry it was, and first down inside the 10-yard line.
Tankman. He'll try to push it towards the 8-yard line. Little different alignment for the Cardinals here. They have Berkey and Blickel. First wide, which is a little different look than what we've seen in tonight's game, at least for most of the time.
This is their
and
first
also
trip.
Selby, too.
Yeah, it is. With him running the ball, different look. Again, if you can't get him, some of your playmakers the ball running or catching it, give it to him somehow. See if they can run through some tackles. And first trip for the Cardinals inside of the red zone.
Tankman going for the end zone. Justin Tankman finds it.
Nice run by Tankman. Good offensive series drive for the New Bremen Cardinals following halftime. And
boy, that was a nice offensive drive. And you look at that, he went to the ground a lot more on that one, Jeff.
Other than that penalty that kind of kept the drive alive, they did it all themselves, and probably most of it, like I said, if not all of it, on the ground. And just when you kind of thought, boy, Minster could blow this thing open, New Bremen made a statement, and we're going to have a
extra point. They're going to go for two on the fake. He's going to try to get in the corner. He got it.
Boy, he donated.
Hayes dives in and
donated
Cardinals
his body
get
there.
It. He did. He donated it. Big news for the Cardinals. They get the extra point. Our score, Minster 19, New Bremen 8. We'll be back right after this.
At CAPT, we use hometown opportunity to make sure that when we have a position open within the facility, it gets put on the website.
We've really been excited to see how that has grown so much over the last several years.
If anyone is looking for a job, it's the best place to go.
We really want to do whatever we can to get folks that are from this community back to this area.
I would recommend any manufacturing company that they take a look at it. It's a very good benefit for companies at no cost.
Minster will get the football after the New Bremen score.
Well, gutsy, not really gutsy, just maybe an aggressive play, let's say. Coach Schmidt saying we're playing aggressive. They did it on the ground and surprised me. I know when you think the math now, the 2-point conversion they got it. Suddenly now it's an 11-point game.
Well, you also got a good field goal kicker.
So
guy
a touchdown and a 2-point
it.
conversion and a field goal. You got, if nothing else changes, you've kept it now and made it a 2-possession game. So Cardinals a new life.
There's a short bouncing kick fielded at the 22. Straight ahead goes the Minster runner, and he'll take a dive at the 32. Number 36 on the return for the Wildcats. That's Gabe Phillips.
Boy, he did a nice job fielding it. Not really probably.
Number 65, Kyle Reithman on the return.
65 was Reithman, okay.
So any of those guys in that position, field it, run, and drop. And he did just that because not used to carrying the ball that much and did a nice job getting it so it didn't go down the field farther, but avoided contact and gives his team a pretty good starting field position at the 31-yard line.
Now it's up to the New Bremen defense to respond. Wildcats dominated statistically in the first half, but the Cardinals come back with a good offensive drive. This time, Niemeyer, he's going to keep it. He's going to move it forward.
It's a good first play on first down. Again, you can feel the momentum kind of on the Bremen side after a strong drive. And a good play for the Wildcats to avoid that negative yards. And
looks like number 38, Brock Miller, was in the lineup that time for the Wildcats. Second down and 5 football at the 37.
That might be Miller
Left
right
side
there.
could be Miller. It is. Nice run by Brock Miller as the hard-running youngster for Minster gets that first down.
5'10" senior.
Wildcats showing some depth at that position as Miller picks up the first down.
Brock Miller came in with 44 carries on the season, 338 yards rushing, a 7.7 average, and 7 touchdowns. So no stranger. He's been active in the Minster offense, and he has the longest rushing touchdown for the Wildcats this year, a 98-yard score on the ground.
Another good run by Miller as he pushes it to the 45, so he goes into New Bremen territory. Cardinals really need the defense to step up here, and a big stop after they showed some signs of life on the offense.
The Minster's responded very nicely, positive plays on the ground, big chunk yards and first downs. And right now, again, New Bremen opened this drive with the trailing just by 11 and getting some confidence on the offensive side. Now the defense did force a punt in the first half, but other than that, it was pretty much Minster doing what they wanted for most of that half.
Selby in on the stop as he brings down Miller. Not much of a gain there.
Mentioned the third down conversions. Mentioned the keys of the game, Minster's ability to convert. 3 of 5 in the first half, so an excellent job on third down. And that's a lot of times good teams can have a nice high percentage of third down conversion efficiency.
Niemeyer, he'll give it to Miller again as they grind it out. In on the stop. Number 66, Ben Cook, in on the stop for the Cardinals.
As I mentioned, Minster 3 of 5, David, in that first half on third down conversions. The one they didn't get, they went for it on fourth down and got a successful fourth down conversion. So they've, again, those type of numbers will limit your offense to punting, which they just had the one kick in the first half and one punt.
Going to have to measure here. See how much it is. As you can see, the driving rain out of the northeast here at Minster. Going to be a first down.
Drive continues, although it would have been fourth down. I would have anticipated or predicted that Minster probably would have gone for it, considering the field position. Remember that fourth down they did try in the first half actually took place in their own side of the field, so they gambled a bit, and they were successful. And this time, don't need to get to that phase of the game yet. They convert on third.
Niemeyer looking at the Cardinal defense. 5-man front for the Cardinals. Miller He'll pull it out of Miller's stomach, and he's going to go down, and they'll lose the football as Berkey was all over him.
I think he got rid of it before his knee went down. Incomplete pass.
Take a look at this one more time.
On the play, number 28, Zach Berkey for the Cardinals.
Replay is brought to you by Winners Meats.
2nd and 10.
That'll make it 2nd down and 10 after the incompletion. Niemeyer with Miller next to him. 2 receivers to the left side. They're going to keep it on the ground to Miller.
Good job defensively for the Cardinals. Really no gain. And
once again, Ben Cook and Grant Selby in on the stop that time for New Bremen.
Each
Not
play,
much of a gain.
No, it isn't. Each play becomes critical for the Cardinals defense, and anytime they can get the Wildcats stopped, get the ball back without allowing any points, that's going to put some new life back into their offense.
Big play for the Wildcats. Bigger yet for the Cardinal defense. He's going to toss it right side. Passes incomplete. Everybody's looking around for that flag to fall as Jared Keller in on defense there for the Cardinals.
Heitbrink, the intended receiver, looked pretty clean, and good stop by the Cardinal defense with the 4th and 10. Minster not going to gamble with that much yards to go and force the second punt of the game for the Wildcats.
Trent Reckerman, 6'2" junior, will come in to
pretty good foot, 40-yard average, and he has room to put it 40. If he could do that, that'd put it right down about the 4 or 5 yard line.
Reckerman's kick. It's got to bounce at about the 15 and roll, and it's a great one. Inside the 10 to about the 8.
Good job by Reckerman pinning the Cardinals down near their own end zone. So remember the momentum the Cardinals had to start the 3rd quarter. All on the ground. They do have the wind at their back, I mean, for the most part. So if they would want to air it out, they have that in their favor. But pretty successful last drive, and they used a host of running backs, if I remember right. Bornhorst was one of them. Selby ran a couple times. You know, they mixed it up with various athletes and see who they go with in this series. And
yeah, Bornhorst, he also rushed it a few times. And Tankman as
yes,
well.
Tankman, you're right.
Good balance. Here comes Bornhorst. They show pass, but he'll get it up to about the 11-yard line.
It's like the Minster defensive line, they send a couple guys in. The other ones kind of hover around the line of scrimmage and basically make sure the quarterback doesn't get any big runs, and it's worked pretty well.
Gain of 4, 2nd and 6.
So it's going to be a pickup of 4. It'll be 2nd down and 6. Bornhorst relays the play. They break the huddle. Out of the pistol, 2 running backs. Motion is Berkey to the right side. They're all that way. So that's the way Bornhorst is going to go. But right at the 14, Bornhorst finds about 4 Minster defenders and is pushed back.
Short gain on that, and quickly now a 3rd down conversion. And one thing with Minster, with New Bremen, I should say, running the ball so much, the clock continues to wind. We're nearing the final 2 minutes of the 3rd quarter. So although it's a 2-possession game, New Bremen's offense, not necessarily a quick striking offense. You know, it's going to take every possession becoming critical for that offensive unit. Minster's defense can kind of make a big play here on 3rd down and force a punt if they can prevent the 1st down.
Bornhorst looks right side for Blickel and almost trouble, but it's incomplete.
I believe it was Kettner, 12, looking for pick number 7 on the season. He would have had 6.
Kettner definitely has the knack for finding the football out there.
Reminder, Kettner did get his 6th interception of the season back in the 1st half. That one would have gone for a touchdown.
Now Bornhorst have to rely on his foot to kick it out. He'll be with the wind at least. Good snap. Kick is away. It's going to be fielded. Well, they're going to let it bounce, and it's going to be right about midfield. So 1st and 10, Rindler downs it, hands it to the official. Minster football at midfield with a minute 30 to go here in the third quarter on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. It's Minster 19, New Bremen 8.
Well, their last drive failed or stalled and forced a punt, but here they get the ball right back. Very little, 3 plays and out. The clock basically, Minster says no problem, let it run. The less time we have, the closer it is to get to the fourth quarter, and they could really make a huge play here, huge stand on this drive. If they can come away with points, especially touchdown.
Miller will get the call. He's trying to turn midfield. There comes a flag. No gain and no territory there for Miller to maneuver at, but it's going to be a hold against Minster.
And the Bremen break there on defense is the penalty. Anytime you get the Wildcats going backwards and make it longer distance, greater chance that you're getting the ball back. Minster's had a few penalties tonight. Remember in that last drive, the pass interference on their defense kept the New Bremen drive alive. A big penalty there. You always hate, it seems like the defensive penalties always are more serious than an offensive penalty. You automatically get these first downs, and sometimes it can be a 5-yard penalty, but still be an automatic first down and really forces the defense to play clean.
Now that puts the football all the way back to the Minster 39. They'll try and throw it, and pass is incomplete. Number 19, Trent Reckerman, the intended receiver. Looks like Brendan Barhorst also in the lineup for the Wildcats.
When the clock stops there, Dave, I realize we still have the fourth quarter, but I think things like that help when you kind of sense that you need to score and it's going to take you some time. It gives your team a few more plays, if nothing else. And they've already taken a couple timeouts, so keep that in mind. Niemeyer gets short carriage. Remember, they burned 2 timeouts in that first drive. Obviously, if you don't call the timeouts, because you may not score, and if you don't score, those timeouts mean nothing when you could be behind by more. So they used them, and it turned out to be maybe beneficial. They ended up scoring a touchdown on that drive. But you're down to 1, and we're nearing the fourth quarter action here. And
when you're trailing, that could be big.
And especially when the other team can be methodical, move the ball down the field on the ground, keeps the clock moving.
Niemeyer, he'll take the football. Miller will get the call. He's trying to go to the right side, but the Cardinals are all over him. That's number 62, Brendan Heitkamp with the stop. That's going to end our third quarter of football. Our score, Minster 19, New Bremen 8. We'll be back with the final 12 minutes right after this.
At Minster Bank, we understand that life can get hectic. That's why when it comes to your banking, we offer the services that make your life simpler with tools like person-to-person payments, Pop Money, mobile and online banking, and bill pay. But most of all, Minster Bank is a supportive member of your community with personal relationships and customer service that reach outside of our branches. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
Fourth quarter is about to start. Need to get the clock set with 12 minutes on the board before we're ready to go.
2-possession game for the Cardinals, so they're going to have the fourth quarter, the final 12 minutes to, both sides of the football for them. If their offense can make some scoring drives or the defense can shut out the Wildcats, they're going to earn that playoff spot with a victory. If not, the Wildcats with a W obviously probably will have the home game week 11. New Bremen will wait and see if they're in the playoffs. They should be, but not knowing the rest of the results, you do have a chance of not making it. So kind of a situation, if you looked at the first half stats, 19-0 in favor of Minster, and Bremen had like 60 yards total. Pretty much dominated. You could have almost thought, when does the running clock going to start for the second half? Give the credit to the Cardinals offense. They get a touchdown. The defense has made the plays, not let Minster score. And suddenly, 2-possession game, wet field. Someone breaks a tackle, goes to the house, gets a touchdown. They have a field goal kicker that can kick with some distance and some accuracy. All those things become to get a little bit more important here in the final 12 minutes here at Minster.
Tankman tries to go around the side, and there's just no room there.
Justin Tankman brought down by 14, Austin Brown.
A nice
Austin
statement.
Brown in the stop.
28, Joe Winter.
And number 28, Joe Winter.
And that's a huge statement by the Minster defense.
Tankman's had a pretty good second half.
He's run the ball pretty well in the second half, and Minster's defense, playing with a little bit of attitude. We talked about they've only allowed 7 points, now 15 in the past 3 weeks. Shut out Versailles last week, 7 against the Flyers of Marion Local. But, that's a strong, solid tackle. And good way to start.
He's going long for Berkey. It's going to be intercepted.
Noah Enneking with the interception.
And number 4.
Noah Enneking.
Enneking. Noah Enneking. Let's take a look at this again on the replay.
A little overthrown receiver for New Bremen. Tried to almost become a defender. Couldn't make a play on the ball. Maybe lost it a little bit. Maybe didn't know where quite it was at. Enneking did know where it was at, and a huge turnover.
So that'll be Bornhorst's 3rd interception of the night, I believe, right?
Yes.
3. Minster will get the football with 11:05 to go. So.
Recovery 27, Versailles 7. St. Henry Pig of the Parkway.
Enneking, his 3rd interception, so Minster came in with a +10 on the turnover ratio. They're going to bump that up to 13 with these 3 interceptions they've caused tonight. Enneking with 1, Frericks with 1, and Michael Kettner with 1.
Blickel with the stop of Miller as he picks up about 3 yards, make it 2nd down, and 7 football resting at the New Bremen 45-yard line.
Minster quickly to the line of scrimmage. Be interesting if they snap it right away or wait till the clock. Well, they go almost like they're the team behind. They had 15 seconds left on the play clock.
Miller breaks into the secondary for the Cardinals.
And Minster,
finally brought down.
Yeah, Brock Miller running very well here in the second half, and Minster not wasting any time in that last possession or last snap. Like I said, 15 seconds on the play clock. And sometimes when your offense is geared to kind of go at a fast pace, it's tough to slow it down. And it may seem ridiculous, but sometimes you're in a close game, you want to kill the clock. If you start getting out of your rhythm, your pace, your offense begins to struggle, and it's harder to turn it back on. So sometimes you just keep going and, snap it when you're ready, and don't worry too much about how much time's on the play clock with still 10 minutes to go in the game.
Here comes Miller again. This time Selby will bring him down. Miller's had all of the rushing here in the second half. Alex Schmiesing had the big
first half.
Alex Schmidtmeyer had the big first half for the Wildcats.
Yeah, and I haven't
we'll
seen him out
sidelines, but
remember he was hit pretty hard on a play that happened in the second quarter, and have not seen him out there, and nor do we see him on the sideline.
Niemeyer's going for the end zone. Bainline intended, but a little bit overthrown.
Bainline leads the team in receiving touchdowns with 5. That would have been number 6. But he has been a good target, especially in the red zone for Niemeyer.
Tell you, these fields here in the last couple of weeks of the season really taking a pounding. And when you start to think playoffs and teams hosting fields and things like that, boy, it's certainly a challenge, at least the first round games.
Yeah, something to keep in mind. Some of these schools may not be able to play on their field if it continues to get the rain that we're expecting to get Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Miller, he's in the end zone.
17-yard rushing touchdown.
Run by Brock Miller.
Good job by Brock Miller, the 9:16 mark. Boy, he ran through a couple tacklers and basically just kept his legs a turning and got what he needed to and got to the end zone.
Beautiful run by Brock Miller. What a way to remember your senior season here in the game against New Bremen. What an outstanding run that puts them up 25-8.
8 rushing touchdowns now in the season for the senior. 8 rushing touchdowns for Brock Miller.
Extra point kick. No good. So our score, Minster 25, New Bremen 8. We'll return for more action right after this.
Schwiedemann Pharmacies began serving the people of Auglaize County in 1916 when Urban Schwiedemann purchased the building and business from J.H. Hoffman. The New Bremen location is one of the longest-running pharmacies in the country, with over 110 years of serving its patrons. Since then, 4 more stores have been added: Coldwater, St. Mary's, Minster, and Wapakoneta to round out the group. Our services include prescription refills, home medical equipment, nursing home services, customized compounded medication, vaccinations, and so much more.
Sure. 9:16 to play in this one. And Minster will kick off, and now suddenly with a 3-score difference.
Yeah, it gets it a lot more difficult for the Cardinals. I mean, that touchdown the Cardinals got to open the third quarter really made this game interesting. Now, not that it's over, but boy, if Minster doesn't have a defensive letdown here and forces the Cardinals to methodically go down the field running the ball and contain them and don't allow the big gaping plays, it's going to be Minster's favor at the end. Those Cardinals just flat out run out of time. And
yeah, the Cardinals' drive to start the second half was very impressive. Here's a short kick, and it's going to be picked up by the Cardinals. And once again, they get a nice return. Well, they're coming up near midfield, and that's number 16, Nick Wells.
Again, they're going to start in Minster territory. I mean, that
the returns
game,
in this game of 4 returns have put them in near midfield.
And they've kicked it short, they kicked it long, they've tried to kick it so they don't get a return, and that's been probably, if you think of offense, defense, return yards, call it special teams, a third phase of the game. New Bremen's won that battle. Now they've got to finish it here and capitalize on it and get some positive chunk plays here. The 50-yard line, still some distance to go. Again, a offense that hasn't hit big plays tonight so much. It's been more shorter variety, but got to get moving here quickly.
Short pass, Tankman. It's going to pick up about 5 yards as the Wildcats converge.
Able to get Tankman out in that left flat. He had a nice job rushing the ball in the third quarter, and this time he getting the ball out in space. And, again, a 5-yard pickup. Clock, though, continues to roll. New Bremen just the one timeout left in their pocket.
3 receivers here to the right side, 2 to the short side. Bornhorst looks to the wide side. Tankman again, and Minster's just simply going to read that play every time. Number 36, Phillips, once again in on the stop.
What a nice play there by the...
Minster's just too aggressive and smart and well coached not to let that one go.
Yeah, it was a good job. Joe Winter there. He made the first contact and, more importantly, held on. He had some friends that came over to put a lick on Tankman, but Joe Winter, senior, making sure Tankman did not get out of his grips. Brings up quickly a 3rd and 6.
Bornhorst looks to the short side, looking for Blickel.
Again, time with
plenty
Minster,
of time now.
Very content, and we saw this even against Marion Local, as there's nearly a penalty. Might have a late hit out of bounds here shortly.
It's close. I keep wanting to say 1,001, 1,002.
Yeah,
1,003.
in backyard football, you had to get rid of it like after 5 Mississippis. But very similar when we've seen Minster kind of rush the quarterback. Just the 10 quarterback sacks coming into tonight's game. They had one, I think, earlier in the first half, but they play it that way and force you to throw the ball downfield and into coverage.
Fourth down. 6 yards to go. Football at the 46. Cardinals need 6. And everybody goes long. Got to float one out there, and it's going to be caught. And there's a penalty marker also. I think that was Griffin Reckerman made the catch.
It was Reckerman.
Flag on the play.
Big decision here on what the penalty is.
Face mask against Minster.
Boy,
So
25-yard pass and catch from Bornhorst to Reckerman. Add some more yards, and boy, New Bremen knocking on the door to get a quick score here. Make this thing back to a 2-possession game. What a, just so important why the Wildcats' last scoring drive was important, because you still have that cushion of 17.
Bornhorst rolls right. He's going to run it. Still on his feet, but doesn't get very much before the Minster defense collapses on him. Number 85, Cody Frericks, on the stop. Call it a pickup of 1, 2nd and 9.
Short game clock under 7 minutes, Dave. Again, it's unless New Bremen can score quickly and get some help from the Wildcats, just running out of time right now for the Cardinals. But moving the ball against, like you said, a pretty good Minster defense, especially the last couple weeks. Wildcats defense has been playing very sharp, and New Bremen
dump it off to Tankman.
Improving, if you will, throughout this game. Their offense really sputtered in the first half and have come up and made a nice effort, a nice performance in the second half, at least moving the ball and making some positive yards on offense.
Anneking with the tackle that time for Minster.
Well, the clock continues to run. 3rd and 6.
Bornhorst. Be a Cardinal. Take an extra step procedure against the Cardinals, and I think we finally have a Alex Schmidtmeyer sighting.
He's on the sideline, if that's him, right?
Kind of hard to say. Maybe it isn't. Is that 22 or 32? Difficult to see.
Well, the clock stops at 5:48.
They're practicing bowling on the sidelines, whatever that means.
Well, it's on the field, it's encroachment against the Wildcats. So again, a lot of time going off the clock here.
3rd down.
So the Cardinals with 3rd and 2.
Couple of yards to go for the Cardinals. Clock at 5:43 on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Bornhorst, Tankman, he's trying to find room. He does.
He's going to get in.
He's going to get in the end zone. Touchdown. Boy, what a nice run by Justin Tankman once again. What a tough player. Let's take a look again on our replay.
He actually, again, not able, and we've seen a few times when the Bremen runners have been able to kind of get out of a mob. A lot of guys hitting, but no one tackling. And Tankman able to get in for them 7 yards out at the 5:27 mark.
Berkey will come on to kick the extra point.
Berkey 19 of 24 on the extra points this season. They went for 2, faked it out of this position the last time.
Almost blocked, but it's up and it's good. Berkey makes it a 10-point game. 5:27 to play, our score. Minster 25, New Bremen 15. Will return right after this.
Once again, I want to congratulate the
New Knoxville Supply Company, the supply source for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. We specialize in plumbing products from many name brands, electrical products from replacing a light switch to rewiring an entire house, heating, air conditioning, and geothermal products, sheet metal ductwork, installations, and service. We are now housing more inventory, so all the hardware items you need to complete the job are available right away. New Knoxville Supply. Stop in, call, or check us out online at newknoxvillesupply.com.
25-15, 10-point difference for Minster.
Two-possession game again, but now it's a two-possession game. Before, Dave, when we spoke, it was 11. you think touchdown, 2-point conversion, field goal. Now because of a Minster missed PAT, New Bremen responds with a made PAT. Now, things a little bit more user-friendly, if you will. The touchdown, the extra point, usually a little bit easier than trying to maybe get the 2-point conversion. But first things first, New Bremen's got to get the ball back. Just
kick.
one timeout. I'm thinking
Minster's looking for it.
They get
it's a live ball.
Live ball is correct.
But they're going to cover it up.
Nice play. Can't see who the Wildcat is that recovered it.
By the Wildcats, number 12 by Kettner.
Kettner ran it down. It looked like, boy, it was kicked out into the, or was it 23? I thought it was 23, but they kicked it past that first line, and, it hops like that and slows down. You can outrun someone, and good idea. Didn't execute. It didn't work out for the Cardinals. Now it's going to come up to the defense, get a quick 3-and-out. Wonder if Minster will put the ball in the air at all. If they keep it on the ground, they're going to chew it. More time, if you will, without New Bremen's ability to stop it. 5.5 minutes to go.
Miller in the backfield for the Wildcats. Had the big run for a touchdown earlier. He'll get the call this time again. And whistle blows. And
ball comes out, but well after the sound of the whistle.
Rindler and Zach Berkey in on the stop.
More importantly, there was a clock moving now under 5, and it's frustrating when you're the defensive team and you just sit there and you watch play clock running at 13-12, and Minster probably now will let it get into down to the low single digits. It's at 5, and they do a good job of using most of that play clock.
Niemeyer's going to work his way forward across the 40.
Close to the 40-yard line. For his tackle by number 17, Grant Selby.
Mentioned earlier, Garen Stokes' record here at Minster, 55-22, and the success he's had here. I want to mention Chris Schmidt, just in his 4th season at New Bremen, took over in 2015. They went 1-9, 2-8 the following season, 3-7. So in those 3 years, they won 6 games. They've won 6 games this season, so they've really flipped it over, if you will. 6-3 currently coming into tonight's game. So good job so far by Chris Schmidt in his 4th season, getting some W's for the Cardinal football program.
Good progress by the Cardinals as number 16.
Well,
Nick Wells in on the stop that time.
Nice job by the Cardinal D, and a quick 3-and-out, although the clock continues to turn. And sometimes I wonder, why not take one now? I know you're out, but
at least you can control it on offense.
At least you get more time to score. And it's always these situations, even if you get down into the Minster red zone, would you kick a field goal, right away to conserve time? Because you're going to need both, a touchdown and a field goal. Kick it right away and try to give your offense more time with an onside kick. But a lot of things have to happen until we get there. Those are just a lot of ideas, and the return has been good for New Bremen tonight. And
Blickel.
Boy, good tackle.
You can't quite turn the corner. As good defense there by the Wildcats.
Waiting to hear who actually got him, because if that tackle isn't made, you never know when you reverse your field like that. If guys don't stay in their lanes, you could have a lot of.
Wildcats, number 10, Connor Albers.
Number 10, Connor Albers with that big stop, sophomore.
Yeah, that's a big play. I mean, you kept the field position. He ran laterally or sideways for most of that, really fielded it there and ended up, that's where they take over.
And Blickel with great speed is down over the middle. Pass is completed as Wildcats will
Wildcats
converge on the Cardinal receiver.
Content to give up the 10.
It was Blickel. Blickel with the catch, and it's a first down for the Cardinals. Clock starts up as the chains are set. Bornhorst looks to the left side. Reckerman, he'll move it to the 45.
Boy, he's thinking now, guys trying to make yards and plays. Boy, if he can catch it and curl the other way, dive out of bounds.
2nd and 4.
2.5 minutes to go on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Pass looked like he was going to go to Wells at first, and then changed his mind and wanted to go to Blickel, and I think maybe he's just trying to stop the clock in the end.
Yeah, probably the best result, because both those guys, unless they're going to get out of bounds, would have been for short yardage, and you just losing more time. And it kind of came out of Bornhorst's hands a little awkward, maybe to your point, changed his mind, maybe receiver was defended. You know, best thing there, incomplete pass, really was the best thing could happen. You avoid the interception, you avoid, and you save a lot of time. Give yourself third down.
3rd down and 5. Bornhorst straight back, pass over the middle for Suchland. Receiver slips, quarterback slips, ball off target, and it's incomplete.
Just a lot of negative things there when you're not in rhythm, and those little things add up for the incomplete pass and a big 4th down right here for the Minster defense. Cardinals don't get it here. It's definitely probably the ball game.
4th down and 5. Cardinals looking at a tough Minster defense.
4th down.
Into the wind, into the rain. They need a 1st down to keep this game alive for them with 2:21 to go. We got a timeout, New Bremen. We'll take a timeout. Our score, Minster 25, New Bremen 15. We'll be back right after this.
I'd like to congratulate the junior high boys.
At First National Bank, we are working hard to make your life a little easier. With products like Card Valet, an app allowing you to control your cards with real-time notifications, transaction restrictions, and spending limits. The ability to access your money through 55,000 all-point ATMs across the country, surcharge-free. Live customer support when you need it. And online and mobile banking, allowing you to gain access to your financial information wherever and whenever you like. First National Bank, making your life a little easier.
2:21 to go in this one, New Bremen's final timeout, and
it came
on
a
get
dead
it right.
ball.
Yeah.
But you know, you hate to burn it, but you know, if you don't get it right now, that last time out, it's not going to do you any good hanging on the scoreboard. So, you know, just again, bad breaks. They actually had a stop, a dead ball, and then still have to take a timeout. You think back, there's all the other plays when you run it, and you line up and you go again. There's time, you know, runs off, but you want to make sure you've got your best play set up here for 4th and 6. You don't need a touchdown in this play, but you need a 1st down, and everyone wants to make sure that they know the snap count and who's running where and why.
Let's see what happens. Bornhorst, here comes the pressure from the outside. It's picked up. Bornhorst is scrambling. He's in trouble. Still on his feet, but he'll go down and he'll be knocked out of bounds, and the Minster pressure, the difference on that play.
Brendan Bornhorst getting Nolan Bornhorst, and just really, yeah, we talk about Minster's pressure. They don't send a lot of guys in, but you know, that time nothing downfield, and ultimately those linemen and such will get in there, and Brendan Bornhorst did a nice job making sure Nolan Bornhorst didn't get by him, and pretty much your ball game there with just 2:11 left. Cardinals out of timeouts.
So now Minster will keep it on the ground, and with 2:11 to go, it's pretty much going to be it.
The Wildcats will probably, with a victory tonight, take a home game next week in Week 11. That'll be their 17th appearance in the state tournament. And obviously, they've won a few titles along the way, 3 state titles, and last year in 17 year, the 2014 year in 1989, 3 state titles. They've been in 5 Final Fours. So Wildcats team used to Week 11 here, getting used to it, I should say. 17 times now they've entered Week 11. New Bremen should, even with this loss, percentages, if everything falls in their favor, should make their 3rd state playoff appearance. Last time was in 2004 under Coach Howard Overman. They went 9-4. Actually won a couple playoff games that season.
Got beat by Hardin Northern, I do believe.
Good point. And then before that, back in 1988, 9-2 squad under Coach Gene Brindisi. I believe that year they lost to Minster at Skip Bachman Stadium. So hopefully both these teams can, obviously Minster lock in. We're rooting for New Bremen as well to make the postseason, which will be their 3rd time in school history.
Well, no matter what, the MAC schedule prepares both these two teams with whatever they're going to see in the future. That's for sure.
It helps, and Bremen got some important out-of-conference victories to start the season. 6 and 4 will be their final record here regular season. So the last time they were even 500 was back in 2009. They finished 5-5 under Coach Rob Messick, and so a long time coming, a loss tonight, but hopefully tomorrow morning when the phone call comes or however they notify the coaches, the Bremen's going to be preparing for Week 11 in football. And Minster definitely will be, as we mentioned.
Clock is counting down. We're under 20 seconds to go, and there's 12 seconds on the play possession clock.
Decent second half, really. Again, if we look back at the first half, you're thinking blowout. And New Bremen hung in there and actually outscored, Minster 15-6 in the second half.
Yeah, New Bremen showed definitely, especially that first drive, really.
I get it that Minster, slowed down here at the end of the game, but still a good way to end the game for the Cardinals, and they will suffer their 4th defeat of the season. Minster will earn their 7th win in 10 tries, and regular season is here 4 seconds away from being over. And
I'd like to remind everybody that NKTelco Sports and its sponsors are pleased to bring you replays of high school football on NKTelco Channel 3 or in HD on Channel 503. Tonight's game at 11 p.m. and Saturday, October the 28th at 2 p.m. You can also watch the games on WOSN and on demand on the NKTelco Sports Facebook page and at nktelco.net.
Congratulations to all the senior band members.
Final regular season play for both these two teams coming up. It's going to end, as you noted, Jeff, a really pretty good season for both these two teams. In the shotgun is Niemeyer. He'll bobbled snap, and actually the ball is covered up, but that's going to be it. Our final score, Minster 25, New Bremen 15. We'll be back as the two teams meet at midfield. We'll be back here in just a moment to give you the final stats of tonight's game.
Minster Dental Care continues to offer advanced dental technology in a state-of-the-art facility. Our professional team offers experience in general dentistry and orthodontics, including services such as CERA and wireline orthodontics. Board-certified pediatric dentist Dr. Philip Slankowski ensures our littlest patients have a positive, safe, and a comfortable experience. We are unconditionally committed to excellence in everything we do.
Trust us! NKTelco, a small-town company with a big focus on customer service. We build business the old-fashioned way.
Trust us to be your internet provider.
Trust us to help you find the right cable package for your viewing needs.
Trust us to answer your questions any time of the day.
Trust NKTelco to be on call. Deliver and make sure your service is tailored to meet your needs.
We serve commercial and residential customers to meet their communication needs. Trust us at NKTelco.
Trust us!
Back here at Minster, the Wildcats come away with a 25-15 win over New Bremen. Cardinals show some signs of offense in the second half, but just not quite enough.
Yeah, they did improve much, if you will, from halftime and end up the game with the 15 points on 103 rushing yards, 58 through the air, a total of 161. Minster took care of their business on the ground, 264 rushing yards, 84 through the air, total of 348. Another key stat down there in the Bremen of 3 turnovers. Minster was able to avoid that turnover tonight, and time of possession kind of evened up a little bit, but Minster wins that 26 minutes, 45 seconds compared to 21-15. As Dave mentioned, a much better job offensively for the Cardinals, and defensively they really held Minster in check, just giving up the one score. And recapping the scoring quickly, I'm going to repeat myself a few times here, and that's going to be Alex Schmidtmeyer for 37, Alex Schmidtmeyer for 4, and Alex Schmidtmeyer for 5 gave the Wildcats a 19-0 lead at halftime. Justin Tankman, a 9-yard run, gave New Bremen their first score on a Mitchell Hayes 2-point conversion off a fake extra point, made it 19-8. Minster responded back in the fourth quarter. Brock Miller, a 17-yard run, gave Minster the 25-8 lead, and then late in the fourth quarter, Tankman again, his second score on the ground, a 7-yard run, made it 25-15, and Minster able to hold on to the ball and recover the onside kick and run the clock down and prevail here as they go to 7-3. New Bremen falls to 6-4.
And when you take a look at it, that 19-0 first half lead stands up for the Minster, and that's where our star of the game, player of the game tonight, is Alex Schmidtmeyer for the Minster Wildcats. He rushed 17 times, gained 134 yards, and as Jeff said, 3 touchdowns. Player of the game brought to you by NKTelco. Alex Schmidtmeyer had excellent first half for the Wildcats. Tonight's game brought to you by NKT.TV, BowlerStore.com. Find the pocket without emptying yours. Wagner's IGA, servicing communities for over 95 years. Grand Lake Health. Clopay Building Products, America's favorite garage door. Moran's Refrigeration, your appliance expert, serving Northwest Ohio for over 70 years. PSG Automotive Outfitters, hometown opportunity, connecting local companies with local talent. Minster Bank, financial solutions for a lifetime. Schwederman Pharmacy, pharmacies located in Salina, Coldwater, Minster, New Bremen, St. Mary's, and Wapakoneta. New Knoxville Supply, Minster Dental Care, Cargill, Francis Furniture, Wilson Health, Caring Without Limits, and Precision Strip, bringing you tonight's game between New Bremen and Minster. We'd like to remind you that NKTelco Sports and its sponsors are pleased to bring you replays of high school football on NKTelco Channel 3 or in HD on Channel 503 tonight at 11 p.m., Saturday, October 28th at 2 p.m. You can also watch the games on WOSN and on demand on the NKTelco Sports Facebook page and at nktelco.net. I'd like to thank our crew here tonight. Our director, Rodney Hardings, his assistant, Colin Carter, on the camera tonight, Kurt Kuffner, Patrick Toller, and Tyler Wolf. I'm Dave Helmstetter. Alongside me tonight, Jeff Henshin. Once again from Minster, our final score, the Wildcats 25 and New Bremen 15.